we're going live with a new trading session and we're restarting the challenge. So let me just check that everything is live and we are good on all the platforms from YouTube, Twitter to Twitch and Kick. And then we're going to resume what we've been doing so far. And I'm going to summarize everything that we had so far as well. So let me check whether we have Twitter live. I think on YouTube it should be already live. It seems like Twitter is working fine. Let me just check quickly YouTube and see what's going on there. Yeah, and also YouTube is fine, so I think we can fairly well start. Let's get going. If you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comments either on Twitter or YouTube. I'm also watching on comments on Twitch and Kick if you want to join there. So let's get started with what we had so far and then the premise of the challenge. I'm going to summarize everything. We're going to go with what's been happening and then we're going with new positions. First of all, I want to close what we had so far. Those were a couple of positions. As you can see, we had this sol with the latest of what we had with the money, whatever was left. So that's a positive P&L, pretty good one, but we had no money back then. So this is where we were starting right now. Added fresh $850 to make it into 1,000. We're closing that, and then new points are available today, so we won't see for today yet because the points were moved to Fridays. Those live streams are always on Mondays or Fridays, not every Friday, not every Monday, but I'm trying to be as often as possible, but mostly trying to go there. Now let's have a look at the portfolio first. This is the total equity, just added $1,000. As a reminder, we started on a hyper liquid, went from $1,000 to $3,000 and then back to basically $1,000. Then we switched and started trade because of the market got really choppy. We started to do a little bit of points trading, farming, especially with the neutral position. We lost a little bit, especially on 10th of October. That was pretty massive. But then we actually got a little bit of points. So the current state of points actually on this account right now is almost 8 points. So if that going to go for like $100, which is probably a reasonable bet on the bullish side, then we basically are got all the losses back. If not, then well, that's live. On Aster we got something like $20 in total, so that was a fail when it comes to farming, but well, we had to try even though it was already a super crowded trade. So when the P&L for that was let me check that. So we got okay, restarting challenge, choppy market, but can long some strength, and this will be the goal. So maybe I'm just going to if hype sol. Maybe I'm also looking at Fartcoin, Bera, Virtual. So Bera is very interesting spot actually right now. If you were looking at that, then Bera is actually really oscillating within this price range. I mean, odds are generally speaking, like if you saw those week of 10th October, that was like pretty crazy. Bera is yet another L1 blockchain. They're trying to do new stuff overall. I think they have pretty good market makers. The price action is pretty wild. It can of course go much lower, but it might be a good bet in the end. We're going to see that. Virtual is also interesting. Well, I think it just rose 15%. So yeah, so we just got a hit on that. But apart from that, it seems like it's doing still can do much better, because at the top, it was like doing way better. Hype is of course another token I'm looking at. They got a little bit down right now, but still Hype below 40 might be an interesting buy here for a short scalp. Then we of course looking at Sol. We just sold it, and if maybe we're going to do something like actually shorting ETH and putting long on Solana, or trying to do like short ETH and maybe try with longing one of the altcoins. That one might be a good bet here. We're going to see in this session. Also probably this time I'm going to start with some of the news, and also see what people are doing when it comes to different Leviathans, different cohorts, especially on the money printing side. People are still bearish, especially seems like Pump is very bearish here. As a reminder, that's a money printer category, so all the people that had at least $1 million PNLs, always good to have a look at them and see what they're doing. Of course, that as an inspiration. Nothing here is financial advice. Crypto is risky. You can lose all your capital. So this is a general disclaimer for whatever is happening in the stream. And also because I'm trying to, multiply money by different axes and also make points along the way, we are going to do some risky moves. Basically, I'm going to go back to trading normally. Just making money and earning some points along the way. I think still Lighter will be one of the best TGEs. One of the better TGEs, I think there will be top 3 TGEs this year, is definitely Mega ETH, Lighter, and Monad. So probably for Monad, you already know whether you're eligible for an airdrop. Monad had already, checker up for some time. You can check it if you want to. They're going to probably do that in November, if I remember correctly, the TGE. You can check going through the airdrop claim closes November 3rd, so probably they start sending the claim after that. So that can be November, that can be December. You have up until November 3rd to check all the wallets. You just have to check the wallet, connect them, and that's going to be fine. But you have to do it, otherwise your claim will go away. So please remember, the cool stuff is that if you trade it on Hyperliquid, for example, if you trade it a lot on Hyperliquid, you're actually eligible for Monad airdrop. So this is a good reminder for free money. If you were trading before on Hyperliquid, for example, following what I'm doing here, or trading on your own, you might be very well eligible. So please check that because that's one of the top projects here. Another one is the one I've mentioned. So Mega ETH. Mega ETH is doing on Monday. You still have time to register. They're going to do a token sale, and it seems to be a super crowded, super crowded public sale on Sonar. If you're in the US, you will have to lock up for 1 year, but you get a 10% discount, I think. Otherwise, you're going to be able to sell on TGE if you want to. But because it's going to be crowded, I think they're going to sell only $50 million of tokens, and there are many people that want to put the maximum amount available. It's not going to be easy to get into. What they want to do is actually have a minimum amount of people getting into. The minimum allocation will be like $2,600. Maximum will be 100,080, so close to $200,000. And that's going to, at the maximum, that's going to go with 999 $1 million FDV, so just $1 million short of 1 billion, because they want to be, available to community before being a unicorn. The current perp, there's actually both on Lighter and on Hyperliquid, you can already see Mega Token, which is a pre-TGE, pre-launch market. We've applied the following parameters. You can see that. So they're showing that here, that they have already the token on Lighter. By the way, we're going to put some kind of a position here, a very small one, probably for like $40-50 or something, because I think like trading those new tokens on Lighter will make 4 points, and I want to do that. So they have different caps for that, so that's one thing. Another thing is that if you look at the price action, because this is what I was alluding to, they're around the one token is basically valued at 0.46, which would price the entire chain at like I think $4.6 billion. So that's instant 4.6 4.6 multiplier on your money if you get into the public sale and of course if the price will basically be at this level. Of course that's a big unknown because the price can go up and down depending on the market conditions, but Mega if is looking really good. I would expect that it won't go below $1 billion, so at least you would get your money back in some form, probably. I mean there's no guarantee, right? So there's never guarantee in crypto or in any other place in any kind of investment. So do your own research, but it looks nice. You have to KYC though. You have to KYC, so you have to be doxed in order to participate in a way. I mean, you don't have to be doxed on Twitter or in a public way, but you have to go through the platform and do the KYC. I don't know if you have, well, you can try if you haven't yet done this. There's time until Monday, not a lot of time. I don't know if they will do the KYC through the weekend, but if they manage to, you still can be good. And that might be a good bet as well. So those are the three things that I've mentioned. This is also what I've tweeted today. I think those are like top three. Mega if Monat Lighter, Christmas presents are coming. I think this is what we'll be going after. Now coming back to Lighter, so this is one of the positions. Maybe I'm going to just open. I have like what $11 over 1,000. So let me just put isolated position for $33. I'm going to go with long here, bank. And this is up. So I'm just putting that for points, so you can ignore that. I'm probably going to just ignore that also in my calculations. This is purely for points. Now let's go for money actually. So one of the things I'm looking at is definitely hype. It's a little bit tempting to, of course, long here, though recent price action. I mean, ideal price of entry would be here. So this is the perfect spot. We don't have the luxury of that price action, so I'm a little bit tempted to wait because altcoin market, even though Hype is one of the best tokens and Hyperliquid itself is amazing exchange that we have used, still this is a very, very hard market right now. And I'm very cautious to, not burn the account right away. So we're going maybe to wait on Hype or put some kind of a position where I'd be looking for tokens that are clearly going to expand. Yeah, Virtual is looking good, and probably there's some kind of news why it's having this price action. I mean, maybe we can try and search it here. Yeah. Yeah, Virtual is good. I like Virtual. I don't know if it's a buy here, especially if you want to scalp or just hold for longer or shorter. So we're going to keep looking. Pump. I mean, I like Pump. Pump.fun is of course one of the best applications, but it's a little bit of a cursed coin right now, and especially, I mean, it managed to do well. Especially in the beginning, raising to 0.008. It's at half that. I mean, maybe on a smaller leverage. Let me put a super small trade for now. We're going to, yeah, this is probably the stop loss I'd like to see here. So with 5x leverage. Yeah, the only thing was this price was yesterday, and we have a lot of chop around right now. So it's very, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know, in the worst case, we're just going to put. We can put like a short on ETH, long on Solana. That might be one of the things. Yeah. Yeah. Let me just check one thing because okay, so I don't have it on this computer, so I have to go to my laptop. But I should have a script that basically calculates the z-score, meaning the weights for volatility adjusted weights for ETH versus Sol. If you were to put them, the trade of shorting ETH and Solana, I just wanted to have a look at basically at the weights recently. Let me do that. So I'm going to compute z-score. Can I wonder, let me, yeah, I'm thinking whether I can do it quicker in a way. Let me, I just can't find it quickly. Let me do it with Grok maybe. I'm going to try it here. Yeah, I'm going to calculate the z-score. Let me just check whether I can do it quickly. Okay. I should have prepared that, but yeah, we're probably going to do it anyway. Let me. So Grok is trying to compute that. I'm going to. I'm going to try to do as well. Okay, seems like Grok actually managed to compute that, but I'm going to just double check it with the price. It seems like it has it's taken a price from CoinGecko, which should be fine over the past 30 days. And it seems like it's basically like 0.45, which gives us basically the weight for what we want to do in the end. And that should be fine. Yeah, good. We might be, yeah, this is one of the ideas. Just let me. Fairly balanced, not necessarily delta neutral. This is definitely not entirely delta neutral. You can make it more delta neutral in a way if you were to really go into some more advanced math, but it should be good for our purposes. I mean, I should be prepared better and actually calculate that on a go, and maybe I'm going to show you what I'm doing on the next stream. Getting ready with the setup here, but for now I'm calculating that in the background and seeing whether what can be done. I mean, something like 0.4 is probably to be expected, especially that if you compare recent price movements. This is ETH, and if you go with Sol, then then this is pretty cool. Yeah. Let me see whether I can scalp a little bit, because it seems like we had some news, maybe, or at least market is doing something. I probably need like yeah. I mean, the price is looking better right now. This would be, I'm definitely more on the long Solana side. But by the way, Anna is also looking good. Even though it was like, it also had like pretty bad price action. If we go by hours to see, you know, of course, on the 10th, the week down was pretty crazy. But then here it's slowly trading upwards, but super slow. And it's looking like it can, you know, break at least a little bit. We could probably long it short with the invalidation at 4.1 or just, you know, 10x. That would be enough. And then basically bet on the fact that Anna should retrieve its previous pricing. So Anna is definitely looking good here. What else do we have? Yeah, I wanted to click on Fartcoin. Fartcoin had really bad price action recently, and it's still at the lows, right? This is probably the lowest it went. Yeah, depending what kind of price action we're getting here, really. Let me. Uh, I would expect this to actually do something like that or like that. But of course, this is a huge bet because Fartcoin is a risk asset, and if we're going to be in a risk-off territory, then this is definitely not fine. But maybe Fartcoin maybe is worth a punt as well. So I'm thinking Anna. I'm thinking Fartcoin. It's definitely Anna has much nicer compared to Fartcoin, much nicer chart. Like than Fartcoin. Yeah, I can probably be more aggressive here with Anna. Yeah, let me put a position. We're going to put a position for. I wonder how much we want to risk. Let me put a bigger position, and then I'm going to think how much I want to risk really. So. I'm just going to delete all that. What if I were, 416 would probably be my ideal ideal liquidation. This is pretty risky, right? This can maybe maybe we can do that. And for the take profits, we could go with 5.5. That would be nice. So 5.5 is basically saying that we're going to go back. I mean, it looks fine. We probably, I'm probably going to go right with this one. Anna has a nice momentum. We might just hedge it with something like ETH short, maybe, or but this is super risky here also because of the choppiness of the action right now. Let me look at BTC. Yeah, I'm sometimes thinking what if Anna would fail and we were to lose capital, what else would happen that we can hedge it? For now, it's going okay. I mean, we could even probably scalp it. especially that this is one of the premises of what we wanted to do in the beginning, scalping during the stream. But I would bet more on actually holding the position and making sure that we can hold it for longer, have bigger wins, and really multiply the capital. Yeah, so Fartcoin is also tempting, but for Fartcoin, I would actually be, maybe put much smaller position. Use like, let me check that thing. Yeah, this is the 316 probably again. And then for take profit, we would go with something like, let me just check the, we don't want to be too greedy. Yeah, 465. Yeah, I think that risk to reward here looks pretty good. I mean, I would go probably with this position here. So we're definitely more on the long side. Now, what can happen over the time, especially that we wanted to hold it longer? I mean, those are, I think, good stop losses, especially for Fartcoin. We went below the previous lowest prices. If we really were to go lower than that, then that probably means that, we're going to revisit previous positions before. And I think in that case, Fartcoin will go much lower. This is probably worth having a punt here. So we're not risking all of the capital. I'm just thinking whether we should do something like probably go with ETH or SOL and try to, for example, do try to actually short it as a let me check. I'm going on cross. Maybe let's go with that thing. We're going to short it here for Solana. Go with the stop loss at 201 or 200. $204. That will be the let me just go with that for now. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this thing. Is it a good short? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to close it for now. I'm not sure it's a good short. I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know whether I want to really short or maybe just go with those positions and just also have a look at a couple of other things. Let me also check whether there are any comments. By the way, maybe you also have some ideas that I can use. Oh, that's good. I'm going to run with this one, I think. So, yeah. I don't think it's too crazy. Those stop losses are the places where, well, if we were to revisit that for another time, then it means like we are at a really bad place. Of course, that can happen because we can just chop around for a bit longer. That's fine. I think in the worst case, we're going to basically halve our capital. So we're going to go back to like $500. In the best case, we are doubling it. So pretty fair risk to reward. And I think looking at the market, at least for the stronger coins, that should look fine, especially on ANA. I'm more sure of ANA here than Fartcoin, but Fartcoin has much smaller margins, so that should be fine. And also we put the price that basically the stop losses here are looking all right. Apart from that, I'm looking, of course, at hype, just like I mentioned, but still around $40. This might be a good price in the long run, but for now, I'm waiting whether it's going to go much lower or much higher. Much higher, I'm going to short. Much lower, I'm going to buy. Those prices here would be really good. We're going to see what we can get. Yeah, let me note what we have. Let me just. Oh, so I wanted to check what's the Z score. Blah blah blah. Yeah, Z-score would indicate that basically we would long Ethereum, short Solana, and then we could calculate volatility-based weights. Maybe we're going to do that next time. That would be more on over their delta neutral position. Right now we have two longs, ANA plus Fartcoin, mega small position for farming points. That's the idea, and we're going to see how it goes. So this is probably the end of this stream. Thank you for watching. Of course, subscribe to the channel. By the way, again, as a reminder, I have this points calculator where you can go and check what kind of airdrop you're going to get. Cryptoexchange.sh. You can go to points calculator. You have a choice of a couple of exchanges here that are worth farming for different points. Especially the first ones here are what I'm farming right now. Mostly also clicking around for everything, but mostly I'm basically lighter the most, then extended, Bullpen Pacifica variational, and a little bit less of Ajax, Vest, Ostium Paradex, though I'm moving a little bit more to Vest and Ostium lately because both of them have tokenized stocks and commodities, so going outside of crypto but still being within crypto. So this is pretty interesting. So yeah, check it out. The link should, maybe I will add it somewhere. I'll find it on my YouTube channel or it's pinned on my Twitter. So it's pretty easy to find, or just go to cryptoexchange.sh to find it directly. Other than that, see you in the next stream. We're going to go see how it behaves, whether we are rebounding a little bit or still in the chopping market conditions. For now it's green, but yeah, we're going to see what happens over the weekend and then after that. Thank you for watching and see you in the next. Oh, maybe one thing just before I forget, because we're going to, or maybe Oh, maybe that's fine actually. So yeah. Forgotten that I actually did isolate it here, so it doesn't matter if we get liquidated. That's even better. More points, whatever. Thank you for watching. See you in the next stream. Goodbye.